Yeah.
Alright.
Wait, we're actually recording now?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Hi, my name's Andrew.
I'm scared, bro. I'm scared.
I don't fuck with you. You little stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking with you.
What's up, everybody? Spice here. Welcome to the second episode of the Decomplexe podcast. One of the three hosts. To my right,
I'm Andrew.
Andrew, aka TIG. To his right,
Chris, aka CDAC,
aka Lord CDAC.
aka the
CDAC, aka
Xavier.
Chris.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
What was Bill's one again?
I remember that. Bill's on fire.
Bill's on fire, aka Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the second podcast.
Yeah.
And we're just three friends hanging out, talking shit.
Talking the shit.
Yeah.
Talking the good stuff.
Pretty much.
So we're experimenting with a new format. I think we didn't even agree to this, but maybe we should just throw a topic each,
Yeah.
and we take it from there. Or should we pick a topic?
I'm easy. Let's do what.
Yeah, I feel
whatever
definitely
comes
just
to mind.
one topic for now. And then in the future, one topic each.
I love how it's like one topic on like each.
And make it 3 topics.
Well, thanks for volunteering to be the first one.
Oh.
Damn.
Shoot. Okay. Oh wow. This really put me on the spot, guys. Watches.
I have work tomorrow. Sorry. Was it last time? I went to bed like 3:30.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was quite crazy. Oh man.
Cheers.
CDAC. Shoot.
My
First
guy.
topic.
Let's pass on the buck.
Yeah.
Shoot,
So
first
pass
topic.
that baton on.
First topic. Relationships.
What about them?
straight deep.
What about them?
Just do you need to be in a relationship? Do you not need to be in a relationship? Is it important for your well-being? If so, why?
Oh god.
I'm single.
Let me just get my
Disgusting.
Woo! Tinder account here.
Yeah, all our Tinder handles all the time.
Let's not start doing that whole comment.
Yeah, that's true. Let's make it
Because that doesn't work on an audio podcast.
Oh yeah, that's true. www.
YouTube.com. Why are you listening? Go watch the video.
No, but back on track. Let me rephrase my question. Is single life better than a relationship?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, seeing as I'm in a happy relationship, I would have to say yes.
Done.
He has to. Little do you know, but
I cry every night.
off screen, it's a gun being pointed. The missus is there.
No, I mean, I genuinely think my best self comes out when I'm in a relationship. I'm more calm, don't do stupid stuff. Like once you have that aspect of your life kind of sorted out, because you know, like, okay, this is the person I'm going to be with. We're talking about serious relationships here.
I was going to say that.
If you know you're going to be with this person for, like, in theory, forever, then that kind of takes off like a big weight off your shoulders, because that one aspect is sorted, and then you can focus on something else, like your health, your career, and other things like that. And then something to what I was saying last week is, I think it kind of helps me stay motivated because I'm accountable for someone else, not just myself. But you know, I don't think you can. I don't think happiness begins and ends with another person. I think you need to be comfortable and happy on your own before
you can even think about it. Yeah, it's true. I think you have to be happy in your own skin before you're able to, I guess, be in a relationship. Because otherwise, if you're not happy with yourself, then you're just making the other person work harder.
At the end of the day, a relationship is two people sharing their lives, right?
Yeah.
So if you
It's come from a single guy, by the way.
Yeah. If you feel like you're not worthy because you have like low self-confidence, or if you have any hang-ups, or you think your life's bad for whatever reason, then you're sharing that with someone else, and why would you want to do that? Why would you not want to put your best self forward? So I'd say, sort yourself out first.
Sure.
Before you look for someone else.
I agree.
Because I think there's a lot of damaged people out there that, go from one relationship to the next to fill a void. But that void is usually internal.
Yeah.
And they're just finding something to patch it.
True.
Especially women.
True.
Yeah, well, I've been in a long-term relationship, and I'm now single. And no, but back to that question, whether being in a relationship is better than being single and vice versa. I feel it definitely depends on the person, because you always hear when people are like, "Oh man," like they envy you for like being in a relationship, or then someone who's in a relationship, they'll envy you for being single. Yeah. Because there's always those parts where you're like, "Oh, I could do this when I'm single. Or I could do this when I'm in a relationship."
Yeah, I guess you lose.
So it's like it's a really hard thing to like kind of distinguish, like split the two together, and like. But yeah, in terms of what Spy was saying, definitely in a relationship, when like with the person that you want to spend time, like you want to be serious with, it does bring out like the qualities. It's the comfortability, like you're comfortable around them, which
is a big thing.
Yeah, which is a big thing, which can obviously link to the whole point of like being in a relationship so much better. Because when you're single, you still have to kind of mask yourself. You have to put a persona on, not necessarily like a huge persona, but you're still trying to like you're making yourself shine a little bit just to get the attention, and then once you get that attention, then that's when you start to kind of like lay back and so personally I feel is a difficult bit. Like I can't say being single is better or being in a relationship is better, and I definitely feel it's just down to like your inner self. And
a lot of the time, so I get what you're saying, that people who are in a relationship want to be single, people who are single want to be in a relationship, but I think that's with everything, like the grass is always greener. Because people get accustomed to things, and they take things for granted.
That's what it is.
Until those things are taken away from them. Because
and then that's when they're saying, like they realize they've lost something so great that they've had.
I was gonna say that, I've known a lot of people that have been in relationships, and they were like, "Man, I wish I was single," and then
they get into
and then they break up,
single, and they're like,
I need a girl, and then they break up after in a very short time after they made that statement, and you're like, well, didn't you want to be single? Like, why are you crying about it now? And a lot of the time primarily it's because it wasn't their choice, which is a big thing. Like something's taken from you, it's gonna affect you a lot more than if you made the decision.
And that's what I'm like. It definitely goes to who actually made the decision. So it can vary like from one person to the other. So the person that actually got it taken away from them, they're definitely going to be like, no, a relationship is so much better because I had that. Yeah. And I'm now stuck in what I didn't want. But in the other way, the other person that broke up, they probably wanted to break up to be single, and that's what they enjoy.
I guess it's experience.
So you can't put like
you're going through like me, haven't been in a relationship properly. But I can imagine it's like, it's the experience. Like
why do you think that is?
What, I'm single?
Why do you think you haven't found someone?
Me? That's a great question. I'm not too sure. I think maybe
CDAC is too divine.
I wish, man. I wish I was. No, I think it's just I haven't pushed it, or I haven't been in the opportunity to do that. Like I work, I guess you could say I'm pretty introverted. I work at home. I go out to see friends, obviously. Like my life is not that dull, but I don't think I've ever put in a position where I am.
You're forced to go out.
I'm forced to meet strangers. Actually, no, I tell you, lie. Most of my job does involve meeting strangers, but that's work. Yeah, work is work.
Yeah, it depends.
But then again, some people say that sometimes you find someone within your circle of friends or within work.
It's quite common. It's quite common as you get older to meet people in your workplace.
Yeah,
but the difference with your workplace is
my workplace is at home.
Well, no, it's not that. It's that when you meet these clients, right? These artists, it's not the same environment as working in an office, and you have this casual relationship, or like every day you see someone. Like the people
you can have banter, but I think with in terms of his
it's like we're here to shoot.
Yeah, we're here.
You can't be hitting on them
aspect
because you just make the thing the environment awkward.
Obviously, exactly. You make it super awkward. But again, like I'm post production, so sometimes I don't even go out and film.
Yeah.
I kind of like I put together the film, so I'm very behind the scenes. But yeah, I think
that's how he meets the people. Through the footage.
Through the footage, like,
then a bit of preing.
Could have been you. No. I think it's just I haven't been put in a situation where I feel like I need, which I do want to be, and I don't think I'm I don't know. Maybe I'm lacking in terms of just going for it and just going out and meeting people. Like I don't have insecurities.
How important is it to you
to be in a relationship? Or to have a relationship.
Yeah, are you actively looking?
I'm not
because
actively
that's the
looking.
thing.
I think nowadays it's different now. Well, actually, no, it's not different. But I think just the trend of meeting people now is different. Like
it's a lot more casual.
It's a lot more casual.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of goes through social media. Or
I feel it's definitely
some sort of filter to get like that kind of persona. It's online dating, which is great. I know people that have found the one through online dating, but I don't know. I think it's a lot different now than it was. I'm guessing back in the
people know what they want now.
Everybody has.
Why'd you say that? Because your statement makes it sound like people didn't know what they wanted back then.
Not that they didn't know, like, as in they'll still go through like a number, like as in it still happens now. You still go through a number of dates getting to find out people, but as in like in terms of how technology, like the whole online dating thing. You literally put in
because I think the opposite. I actually think the opposite.
Oh yeah. Wait.
I think the ease of access to dating now has made each encounter mean less. Now people now people spend less.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean because they already know what they want. Like so, every encounter.
No, I don't think so. I think because it's so easy to meet someone now, people are spending less time filtering beforehand. Because they're just like, well, you knock on enough doors, you go to enough dates, eventually I'll find someone.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you had to go out, you had to socialize, you make a date, and you weren't speaking to 20 people literally at the same time that you can do now on a social network, and then link up all these 20 people probably on the same day.
Yeah.
Now it's just a lot more easy to just meet someone and just dismiss someone on, within 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can dismiss them in 5 minutes. It's like
just a click away.
Yeah, it's literally just
block.
Yeah. And I think that's what's I can understand. It can be easy now to put yourself like online and just boom, and after you get replies. But I think it's just very much face value. Especially the start. Especially with this but I think it's very much face value. Back to the topic.
It's good hair, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Just do like a slow
Shout
flick.
out to my good friend that gave me this haircut. I needed something new.
Do a slow flick and then that's it. All the girls on YouTube. Jeez!
With my snapback.
L'Oreal.
But I think it's very much, in terms of dating now, it's very face value.
Yeah.
Especially if it's online, through social media, Tinder, Bumble, all that.
Yeah.
Grindr. I don't know.
Because the thing is, like, now people expect you to have an online persona.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, what's your name? Chris CDAC.
Yeah.
Don't want to say your name. Then they're gonna they're gonna search for you online. They're gonna find your Instagram. They're gonna find your Twitter.
Exactly.
They're gonna find all these accounts.
Exactly.
And then they're gonna paint a picture of who you are before they even meet you.
Exactly. And if you think of these social media sites, like Instagram, for example, is just snapshots of the best parts of your day or what you do. It's only. That's it. So that's the only thing they'll see, face value. They'll be like, oh man, this guy travels. This guy does other stuff, plays guitar, goes skydiving or whatever. Yeah. But they don't know like you as like that's just
like a normal person.
As a normal person. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I think it's very saturated now. Like it's easy, but it's saturated.
See, that comes back to the question of do you want to be in a relationship or do you want to be single?
Exactly.
I think when you're in a relationship,
you see those.
Like you said, the mask comes off.
Yes.
And the other person is who they really are, and you are who you really are, and that's when you see the beauty in someone. Because all that facade, all that image, it's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't keep it up.
No, I agree. But it's I think it's very much experience through dating. You can't just. Some people say, "I just find the one will come."
Yeah.
and it probably never will.
Well, no, it's crazy because
I think the mindset beforehand was like, or not beforehand, but like, I think a lot of people's mindsets were just like, you know, there's that one person out there for us in the world. That are meant to be for us.
I think
to be honest, no, you can't like because I've experienced not me personally, as in I know people that and it definitely depends on where you've grown up. So
there's
like
different cultures.
Yeah, it's like so basically I've got like a load of like Romanian girls in my work, and they are super young and they've already got like as in not super young as in they're like 20. So sounded wrong. But no, like, so basically they've been in a relationship for 6 months and they're already married.
Kevin Space.
Like
is that just through the culture though? Is that just kind of like because you know there's like
I feel maybe it's part of the culture, but then yeah, it's really hard because even when she told me, I was really shocked because I was like, oh, how? She's like, yeah, I'm getting married like this year, and I was like, oh, how long have you been together for? She's like, oh, it's only been last year.
Do you know if they came in the country together?
No, they didn't.
Oh, they met here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's difficult, I guess.
Oh no, yeah, one of
culture plays a big part.
Culture does play a big part.
So like, in terms of obviously, in terms of like our upbringing and where we live, our location, it's definitely.
But I think the boundary. I know culture's still there, but I think it's starting to break a little bit. Yeah. There's like a crack in that now. I don't think everybody's gonna.
Yeah, the whole game's changed now.
Yeah, I don't think people are gonna follow suit to. Well, some are, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But I think it's changing now.
Well, yeah, the world is becoming.
It's more diverse. It's more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just follow this single line. You know what I mean? I want to go out and experience.
Spread the seeds.
That's right, man. Plant your seeds, or not plant your seeds.
I want to farm the planet.
But yeah, just experience it, and I think that's something I haven't done yet. I don't think I've experienced. So and I think I need to be more proactive in doing that. And I don't think it's a case where I'm not happy with myself. Everybody has some sort of
insecurity.
Insecurity.
Yeah. It's natural.
I would like basically to end it. I would like to be in a relationship. I think that's the end goal. Is I want to have my own family. Blah 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 blah.
Would you like to experience?
Would you jump on online dating?
I've had thoughts.
Are we saying that CDAC is signing up to online dating?
No, this is the first podcast, man.
Second.
I don't want second. Well, the first one you can scrap because the audio wasn't there. Yeah. So this is the first podcast. And I don't want the second one to be. So what's the update, bro? It's like keeping up with CDAC and getting experiences.
That would be awesome, and then we can have a whole intro.
Yeah,
keeping up with CDAC segment.
It'll be five podcasts.
CDAC vlog here.
Yeah.
Beginning, first date.
It'll just be 5 podcasts of just nothing.
So yeah, today I'm just going to my first date. You know.
Yeah.
She invited me to Zizi's.
I think I'll be more of an personal thing.
No,
I think I've shown that out
before
everyone. Yeah.
Because I know. No, like you said, so yeah, I bet you wanted to. Obviously, you want to be in a relationship, but do you want to experience the whole just the single, just no strings attached?
Yeah, I'm willing to experience that to get to where to. I don't think. Well, I don't know. It depends on the person.
Some people can literally just jump from straight to finding that.
You have to crack a few eggs to make an omelette.
It's true. You do have to crack a few eggs to make an omelette. So sorry to all the future girls out there. I may break your hearts, but you may break mine. But I'm just saying, like, I'm willing to. I'm obviously happy to go down to the single route and meet someone and see how it is. As a person, I'm chilled. I'm a nice, cool guy, you know. So I don't think I'm going to be that type of person, or maybe I will be. Who knows until it happens.
Speaking of heartbreak, I think it's a necessary evil. I personally learned a lot after my first breakup. Like it made me grow up. It made me grow up in a very short period of time. Because before then, I hadn't experienced that much pain.
Yeah, sure.
And after that, after you experience it, it kind of feels like, it's a bit stupid to say, like, oh, it didn't kill me.
Yeah.
And after that, it is hella painful. But after that, it makes you a lot more relaxed because you're like, well, you know, happens again, it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas before, you have that fear, like,
yeah,
if they leave me,
It's growth.
Yeah,
Like,
some people take
it's
it more harder than others, I guess. But
no, that's what. Yeah,
everybody has to go through that sort of.
I've like told numerous
I
friends.
haven't had that experience yet, but
Yeah,
I'll probably cry my eyes out. Who knows?
Well, dude, you never know. Like, that's what I was saying. I was saying to like you, I was saying to everyone like when I went through my breakup. It's one of those things you need to experience. Like, you would never wish it upon anyone. Like,
yeah, of course,
the shit that you feel, but you have to go.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
Like,
it's like a discovery.
Like
it's like a discovery.
Like a friend of mine, I think he's 29 now. He got in his first serious relationship a year ago, and that was a bit like apprehensive because I'm like, I know he's really gonna like her. He's gonna love her soon.
Yeah, feel too attached.
Yeah, because it's his first.
Yeah.
And part of me feels like he needs to experience the pain so he can just move on to the next level.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He almost feels like you need that pain.
It's like you're prepping him for the pain.
For the next one.
The next one.
This isn't the one. You might think it's the one.
Yeah.
But most likely it's not because you don't have anything to compare it with.
Yep.
You know? If you've never... I'm going to bring you back to my classic analogy of chicken. If you've never had chicken before...
Yeah.
And someone gives you just some like chicken breast from Tesco that they cooked up in the George Foreman grill.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, it's pretty good chicken. But you don't have anything to compare it with. Then someone takes you someone like Curvan. You know?
Good shout.
Yeah.
Curvan is nice.
KFC.
What was it? Nando's,
yeah.
Oof, Nando's is just that
Then-
sub-level.
Then you can compare between the two chickens.
Yeah.
You need to have some
But you have people that
are
like,
fortunate.
and find that love early. Like I know a friend that has been going out with this girl since like secondary school, college, and they were like the high school crushes, and now they're married and they're happy.
See, that's what I mean.
Like,
It's funny when you say it because you do see people that have like only known each other for like 3 months and then connect.
Yeah.
And then like I was saying about the previous people that I knew, I got married straight away, and you're just like, how? Like, and obviously for us, it's just because we've been through the experience of like meeting other people. To us, that's like absurd. Like, no, like I've had to go through all these people to like find someone. Yet it's one person after like 2-3 months of meeting. But then, like you said, there's another that's there for like 5-6 years of knowing.
I guess
it's just like
really depends on the
bond,
on the bond you have.
So it's like you can't really,
you know, like you said, it's both have to meet in the middle. You know what I mean? One can't have something and the other can't feel that same thing. Then it will just break. You know, or maybe you could work on that and it will make it stronger. But like it depends on the bond of that person, I guess. Whether it be your first or your seventh or your...
Yeah, but I guess I feel that way because when I was in my first relationship and I fell in love for the first time, I think at that point I was like, okay, this is love. Like there was no doubt in my mind that this is love. But I had nothing to compare it with. So if I did have the opportunity to get married then, I probably would have.
Yeah. But then after
but in hindsight now, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So these people that, you know, it's
definitely
it's their first time and they get married and everything's fine and rosy. I think that's just luck. I don't think it's something deeper.
I guess it's something very rare to find two people that love
no,
each other.
it is basically luck. It is like,
I guess.
and it's also like
I want to believe.
No, and it's also everyone. No, but then that's the thing. Everyone will have their own. Like no one. You can never define this as a single right answer for it.
Oh, of course,
because like everyone's got their own experience.
It's life, man.
100%, man.
And like
it is life. You can't just. Yeah.
So see that hopefully like in future endeavors.
Who knows, guys? I'm turning 29 next week, so.
Goddamn!
Next week, next Wednesday, I'll be 29.
What are you doing for your birthday?
What am I doing for my birthday? That is a great question.
When is it? Next week?
Next Wednesday is my actual birthday.
Birthday podcast the day after.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah. Birthday podcast. Let's go, man. I'm like, 29.
We're gonna have hats.
Let's get hats and balloons. But yeah, so
T-shirts.
we'll see what the future holds. We'll see what the future holds. I I think it's that dwelling where you're like, oh, you are getting older.
Mm.
And it'll be nice to share some experience with someone.
Yeah.
Sexually.
Sorry.
Sexually, I don't know. But yeah,
Boss just on
see
his
what
back
happens.
and is just trying to like.
That was my
escape.
question.
It's like, I need a relationship.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. Well, you're hearing the mic. Look.
Help me. The bug there just upside down.
And his legs are just hearing the conversation.
There we go, man. He's in tune.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like that was just a generic question. Just, but again, just right back at me, bro. So yeah, we'll see what happens for myself. But yeah, that's interesting. I just wanted to get your takes because I know you are currently in a relationship and you were in a relationship, you're single. But obviously,
So what's going on with you then? Are you looking?
Yeah,
Are you focusing on yourself?
I'm focusing on myself. Obviously, you know my situation now. Like, yeah, I'm gonna look. Going abroad.
Yeah.
Just right now, relationship is not a priority.
Yeah.
Finding someone's not. Just, selfish act. But it's for the better.
What do you mean selfish act? It's your life.
Yeah, I ain't got time to like be seeing people and leading them on and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
playing
Yeah.
the game.
So.
Mm.
No, not playing it. I'm not like
Joking.
that.
He's not.
I respect all
He's a
women,
man's
men,
kind of world.
whatever, dogs.
It's playing the wounded animals. It's a good strategy. It works.
No, but
I took the bait. No,
a broken heart that needs mending.
anything will do.
oh man. Should have some really
No,
sad
but,
music in the back of check, like
yeah.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, no, I haven't been looking. So
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet, man. Well, that was my question.
So like, to
I'll
answer,
wait,
we cannot define what's better. It's a matter of opinion, and
I wasn't looking for like a solid answer. Like, yeah, relationships are better than that. I just wanted to,
just throw it out.
feed your brains.
I think they are. I think they are.
There you go.
They bring stability in your life.
There you go.
I think the only benefit I see in being single is just the freedom that you have, that you don't have to consider someone else's feelings about any act that you do. So
you're like your own person. You don't have any responsibility to anyone else.
like if you want to travel abroad, you don't have to, make arrangements. Is it okay if I'm away from you for like 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be upset by it or anything? It's just not whatever. So it's just, I guess it really depends what stage you're in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
True. Like, I think as you get older and you're more settled down and you don't feel the need to do spontaneous things all the time.
Yeah.
I think you're more likely to be looking for something stable.
True. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think that's probably not where I am now, but yeah, I agree with that. I would like to be comfortable before.
Yeah.
But the experiences, I'm still happy to take on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What?
This
Winked at me.
Hey man, there's no one else here. Man.
I'm
with
single.
your way.
So anything goes. Anything goes.
Not bad, but anything goes, man. Nah, I don't roll like that. But yeah, that's cool. Next question.
Check please.
So
Take it, next. Double claps.
God damn.
When I did it.
Alright, it starts now.
Cool. Don't I can sing it either.
Oh my God.
Man, come on.
Alright, so pyramids.
Yeah, like what is it about the structure and the shape that people decided to build them in, Aztec temples? Those are pyramids. There's pyramids in China. There's pyramids in obviously Egypt. There's pyramids in Greece. Why is it?
It's funny you mention it, yeah. But I have to watch the shows again because I was actually watching some like documentaries and stuff, and there's definitely something about the whole, just like, I think it's even just the human brain, how you interpret like something that's really equal, because what's the word? Symmetrical shapes have like are quite common. As in, when you see something symmetrical, you're like, oh wow, it looks like really good. And I feel there was something I watched and he was talking about that.
So
but I'm not gonna say anything now because I might be just like getting the whole message wrong. But it's definitely, there's something alongside with symmetry that has like a In terms of what you're saying with the shapes and that.
Yeah, so are you saying it was purely aesthetic?
Like,
it looked pretty, so let's make a pyramid.
No, it's...
I think it wouldn't be just easy to build the pyramid. Like something...
Compared to a square?
But
it's easier to build a normal
four-sided
building with a roof than...
Well, in those times,
I think something like that was
well,
quite a feat.
Yeah, and back then as well, if you think...
He was just...
Alright, well, this is my take on it in terms of in those periods, like in that period.
Yeah.
So environment. So back then, most like recognizable thing that would be seen and all would be mountain ranges.
Okay.
And that's got that whole triangle.
Yeah. I see that.
So probably that like that kind of like shape. That's what inspired the pyramids, and
Good shout.
which I feel was possibly one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
In terms of building now, like I know everyone's obviously probably watched those like documentaries saying like physically it's impossible like how they actually created the pyramids just by manpower and like the technology they had, it was just impossible. Like, and then they start obviously going into saying there must have been like a higher power or like something out of this world that like assisted with that.
Yeah.
And that I just I'm still in awe of like I don't know. I'm just like I actually just haven't got anything to say. I'm just like it was made somehow.
Well, that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, like everything, all the theories we have about how they were built is just that.
Yeah.
They're theories.
Yeah.
They're not facts. So when people dispute, the mainstream way that they were built, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because it's a theory. It's allowed to be questioned.
Yeah.
And I'm actually against the whole notion of like, oh no, this is definitely how they were built. Just lots of slaves, ropes and pulleys, and they just moved all the blocks. I mean, if you look at the statistics of the pyramids, which I'm not gonna say any because they will probably be wrong, but it's like hundreds of tons and millions of stones to make a pyramid. That's a lot of slaves.
Yeah.
That's a lot of slaves, and to quarry the material, move it on site, place it on its specific position. I'm not saying aliens or anything like that. I'm just saying you can't tell me that it was just built like with ropes and pulleys.
Yeah. No, it's exactly like when I know it's going off pyramids, but in terms of like Stonehenge. Yeah. So when you actually go there and visit, and when you actually do go through the little exhibit, and they explain the different types of stones that are on there, and some are coming from Wales. Yeah. So the fact that they were pulled from Wales all the way down to like fucking Cornwall, I think it's Cornwall. Don't quite remember.
Portsmouth.
Yes. Oh yeah, sorry, it's not. Yeah, it wouldn't be Cornwall. It's, maybe somewhere down there.
Southampton.
Yeah, somewhere in southwest. Southwest England.
We have a computer able to tell us this stuff.
Stonehenge.
I've been Stonehenge. It is very interesting.
Stonehenge. It's in
Wiltshire.
Salisbury.
Salisbury. Okay.
Salisbury. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on the way to like Cornwall.
Yeah.
It's like,
but exactly like what you were saying. It's why like
it's in Earth.
There we go. It's in Earth. So, but was it from Earth?
Exactly like when you were saying about so obviously relating back to the pyramids and like in terms of just the materials that they had to like actually like transport, and you're just thinking really like ropes and pulleys.
Yeah, but they say like Stonehenge was like a sacrificial thing. I said like the way it's mapped.
It's not even that. It's the location and how it's actually mapped along the start. Like I think it's along with the start.
With the stars. Isn't the same for the pyramids?
Crazy stuff. Yeah.
When they're saying the pyramids were built just to reflect the certain stars in the
certain constellations.
But it's like
or maybe towards
the quote on this as well. Yeah, but apparently like the pyramids of Giza, they are
aligned.
Mirroring like Orion's belt, but they are perfectly aligned, which is like, dude, this is like we're talking like fucking millennium, thousands of years, and they're able to like do that just by looking.
Yeah,
we're already having difficulty like with freaking instruments trying to track like
well, and
satellites and stuff.
Okay,
but, yeah.
so some more conspiracy theories, and they also say that that like it's not just the pyramids. There's other like historic monuments around the world, and if you map their relation to the stars, they all point to the same year, like 3500 BC. So I don't know, man. It's all fun to think about.
Yeah, and it definitely makes you think. You're just like, wow, like it's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
but then there's obviously something behind it. Well, not obviously, but as in you think there is. But again, it's like you're saying they're all theories. It's like you can take one theory and just be like, just accept it. Yeah. But,
I was reading an article today because I was looking into the why are pyramids, like why are they that shape, and I came across some article which I haven't fact checked to see if what the stuff it says is true, and they were saying that some time ago there was this scientist who went to Egypt and he stepped inside the pyramid of Khufu, and inside some garbage cans alongside with like tourist trash. There were some like a dead cat and a dead rat that had like obviously stumbled inside and died, but they hadn't decomposed. Their bodies hadn't decomposed. So he thought about it and he went and he built like a model pyramid with the same dimensions as the real pyramid, not
but
to scale.
Like,
obviously
smaller.
Smaller. And he placed like a dead cat inside it.
Just so you can decompose it.
Yeah, and apparently it didn't.
Yeah, they say the way actually some pyramids are built. And
then some other scientist heard that, and then he made his own model pyramid, and then he placed a blunt razor underneath the shape, and it sharpened itself.
Yeah.
And then they started selling kits. They started selling kits in shops that you could build your own pyramid, to sharpen your razor.
Okay.
Now again, I'm not sure if I haven't fact checked. I don't know if they could have made it.
No. It's actually strange that you said that because apparently the way, there was. I don't know when I watched these documentaries, but they were really like factual, and I was like, wow, like so like some of the I don't know which pyramids, but I think the way some of the passages are made, because like something about acoustics in an actual pyramid. They have these like kind of like miraculous kind of things, exactly like we were saying with the whole self-sharpening and like limited decomposing and stuff.
Yeah.
And that alone as well, just flabbergasted me. Like I'm just like, what the? Like,
if it's true.
Yeah. But then they were doing some research on just like the way these funnels like they channel, I don't know, sound, and it just creates an environment which is like. Obviously not earthly kind of thing. I don't know. It's very.
To me, it's very saying it's like it's a not supernatural thing. It's just it's natural, but it's just they
but then like
figured a way to
but when you think
to hone that
that's
sort of nature to do that.
But then that's when you think like at the time it's built.
Oh obviously looking back in that
how
time,
are they able to like think of this kind of stuff? Obviously there must have been an assistant like. Some kind of other assistance.
Well,
that's what's crazy stuff.
That's actually what's amazing. The fact that, to me anyway, I think it's quite obvious that they were a lot more advanced then than we think they were.
Yeah.
Because and also like we don't know what was destroyed in the Library of Alexandria, which was the biggest library at the time. And it was burned down, and there was like thousands and thousands of scrolls of knowledge that were just destroyed. So that would literally be the equivalent of like burning every book and shutting down the internet for us. Yeah. Like just because there's people that know how to do stuff doesn't mean that knowledge is going to get passed down to generations. A lot of knowledge is going to be destroyed.
Do you feel sometimes, even though like we've come a long way in deciphering and everything, do you still think things are still misinterpreted? Because like it's exactly like this might sound a bit stupid, but fossils, for example.
Yeah.
So they'll put the fossils together and they're like, this dinosaur, and for a number of years, it's believed that was the dinosaur, and then actually they've realised. I think it was with the iguanodon, like thumb.
Iguanodon?
Is it iguanodon?
Yeah.
I think so.
Did you make that up? Iguanodon?
I'm pretty sure. You can check it.
I know iguana is a current animal.
Check iguana. Like, Google
Put a don at
I
the end,
think
it becomes a
like-
dinosaur.
I think it's iguana, but they literally thought like the thumb was actually a horn. So they had they made a skeleton where they placed it, and then that was, again, I might be wrong, but yeah, they realised it was part of the thumb, and then they've reconstructed the fossil, and that's what I mean. Like, so in terms of these past things, like we're seeing all these hieroglyphics and all that stuff. Like, we've got scholars that have deciphered it and stated that yes, this is what it is.
Yeah.
But then, could they be actually misinterpreted? Exactly like
Definitely.
Pluto not being a planet anymore.
Definitely.
I've grown up knowing that Pluto, like we were 9 planets in the fucking solar system,
Yeah.
and then now you're just like, oh, it's just
There
what it is.
Planet X.
Yeah.
Nibiru.
But yeah, so and that's what is. I feel is just a bit mad.
I think there's just
That
a
these
lot
days,
of unanswered truth that we can't put to light.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's things out there that we can't just like going back to saying about fossils and stuff. Yeah, they pieced it together, but what I don't understand is once they pieced it together and like, this is a velociraptor, this is what the skin would look like, this is what colour they look like, they had feathers. Like, how do you know? I guess it's
That's all going to
evolution and stuff, but
that's what I mean. The fact you got
I
carbon
think there's
dating
just a
now.
lot of untold truth that we can't put to light and say this is truth.
The study of dinosaurs is paleontology, right?
Yes.
So from what I've heard, at the early stages of paleontology, because there was I think there was like a heated
Debate.
race between two main scientists.
Oh,
A lot of the evidence that was found was actually manufactured. So, for example, they passed off a lot of like whale bones as dinosaur bones just to one up each other.
One up each other. Okay, I can understand.
So-
fucking arms race, isn't it?
Yeah, so a lot of the initial stuff that we knew was actually not factual.
yeah.
And the thing you said, I totally agree with you. Like, how did they know like a dinosaur skin was green
Mm.
and it's got feathers?
Mm.
Like, but
That's
then
what
again,
I
I can't question those things because I haven't studied it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
for
what I'm saying.
example,
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
like, you know, if you're a firefighter and you see like burn marks on a carpet, you're gonna be like, oh, that's a chemical fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that started from a gas fire, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they know how to tell certain
Yeah,
signs.
yeah.
So I can't really question how they know they had feathers.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But sometimes I'm like, I totally agree. Like, how did you make up what the whole dinosaur looks like when you only have 2 bones?
Yeah.
Like, where'd you get the rest of it
it's,
from?
It's interesting, man. Yeah. Again, it's not a field that I am. I have crazy knowledge in, so I can't. This is not me just like take a shot at the scientists or those people that actually do that as a living, as a career.
Yeah.
But it's just really, really amazing. To
Justin loves dinosaurs.
I love dinosaurs.
No.
Like,
Justin loves dinosaurs.
okay, cool.
You don't
Shout
love
out
dinosaurs.
Call him Ross, bro.
Mate, I like that you call him Ross. Ross Geller. But yeah, I think it's amazing. Like, I didn't know that stuff about the pyramids and
going back to
if that's true or not. I don't
Yeah.
know, you read it from articles and stuff.
But I say going back to as in terms of why pyramids all over the world are built the same way, look the same, and they have all these designs. It's I just don't have an explanation for it.
I like
to think.
I like imagining that.
Yeah, but
No,
pointy things.
I like imagining that things have more meaning to them, right?
Yeah. Not just that.
Like these people weren't stupid,
Yeah.
right? Especially if we go with the mainstream theory of how these things were built. I don't think someone was just like, yes, I want a pyramid and bring all my slaves.
Yeah.
All millions of them for 20 years they will
I'm
build
sure-
my pyramid. And then
Yeah.
someone was like, yeah, but boss, like, if it's a rectangle, we can get like 20 of them built in 5 years. Pyramid. Kofu, pyramid. I don't think that's how it worked. I think they must have had some significance, whether it was spiritual, whether it was physical, whether like the actual shape of a pyramid affects things inside it. I think that's more likely than just
A bunch of people just putting.
it looks nice as a pyramid.
Yeah.
It looks nice as a pyramid. Let's build a pyramid.
There's definitely a reason
more
Because it's definitely more challenging.
Of course. And I think that's what's interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that people are trying to figure this out.
Yeah, we're still talking about it.
How, wouldn't it? I think it's
however long it's been that we're still talking about.
They say they say that Cleopatra is closer to the birth of the iPhone than the Great Pyramid. So that's how much of a time gap there is, right?
Yeah.
And these dates that we have are actually, they're not very accurate because you can't carbon date rock.
Yeah.
So what they usually do is they find material between the rocks.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, it must have been from that period.
Yeah. They look at the sediment and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
But
yeah, it's crazy.
But that's flawed because for the longest period we thought that around 10,000 BC people were just hunter-gatherers.
Yeah.
Until they found a place in Turkey called Göbekli Tepe. That was, I think it's like the oldest monolithic structures.
Yeah.
And they have like hieroglyphics carved into these huge rocks. Like outwards, so like 3D carving.
Okay.
Instead of inwards.
It's weird that you were going to say like about the whole carving as well, because I feel that just like when you just see the intricacies involved, and they're supposed to be only using like fletch, like freaking flint and stuff. It's like, no man, there is definitely something else that it's very interesting to know what else is behind that, like the reasoning behind just. It's for me. I'm just always like, wow, like speechless when it comes to that.
And because of what they found in Göbekli Tepe, this place I just mentioned in Turkey, they kind of have had to like kind of rewrite history. Because in order to build something like that, you're not a hunter-gatherer. That shows signs of civilization. Because in order to build something of such scale, you need agriculture, you need like writing, right? So we've kind of had to shift our history further back just because of that one discovery. And prior to that, people were just like, no, 10,000 hunter-gatherers, definite, guaranteed. Right. And it just shows how much like one discovery can do to history.
Yeah,
so it just takes one more discovery until we rewrite it again.
It's true.
You know?
It's true. It's true. Yeah,
nothing's ever set in stone.
That's what you did there.
I like that.
It's pretty terrible, but terribly good.
It's crazy thing that when you said like the Aztecs were ahead of the time in terms of just
the Mayan
calendar,
like it goes to the Mayan calendar as well.
It shows that it's a danger to have too much knowledge of football. You know what I mean? So at that time they were probably at the peak of civilization.
Yeah.
In terms of how they worked and stuff, like still untold truths. But was that their downfall?
Well, this is what I find amazing. I find it amazing that we see history as linear, right? Yeah. Like 20,000 years ago, people were down there, below us, and now we are better than them, and we're up here. But that's not a guarantee. How do we know that they didn't reach the exact same stage that we've reached?
And now we're just on that cycle.
They destroyed themselves, let's say nuclear war.
That's what I'm saying,
and then the history just rewrote itself.
We're not just nuclear war. Maybe like
that's what I'm saying. Is there kind of is there a peak where, depending on the time, like that's your knowledge base higher than this? Like you're inherently going to destroy yourselves.
I think so.
You know what I mean?
I think
because you look at Aztecs, you look at
any great civilization,
any great civilization. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alexander. Did all that stuff. Rome.
The Roman,
I mean, and
it seems to be a reoccurring theme.
I think so, and I think in a way we're
just prolonging it more. Like that's what I feel.
Yeah, but I think we're taking pieces
we've
from
learned we've learned from history,
but we're still trailing the same way. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be
now.
Well,
no, I feel now it's more so. It's all about expansion now. Like as in now we're looking to the stars, and obviously they're
I don't think so, man.
No, I mean,
now saying that we're going to start not looking.
No, because I mean, like there has been like as in they are running tests on just like whether it's possible to like live on like Mars, because obviously Mars is like the next planet.
Who's doing that?
Yeah, NASA. Apparently NASA.
NASA ain't doing shit. It's all fucking.
No, but this is what I mean. Like
it's all Elon Musk. Yeah, it took a private company to send something in space in how many years? It's ridiculous.
No, I applaud him. It's amazing what he's doing. But I think as humans, I'm reading a book called Homo Deus, and it talks about history, and we seem to delve back into history, not to learn from it, but to free ourselves from it.
Yeah.
So everything politically now that we do in history, slavery has now brought up, black rights and stuff, and feminism is because of the past, the gap of male and women.
Yeah.
And it was saying that when we reach the stage where, because right now our technology is going above and beyond right now, and who knows that they release things in technology now, but they have already things in place that are even more amazing.
Yeah.
But they just don't want to give it to us straight away.
Yeah.
So I was reading it saying that the current trajectory we're in, we're not going to be looking at external materialistic things to make us better. We're going to start doing things to ourselves. We're basically going to try and make ourselves immortal. I think that's the case for everyone these days. Well, not obviously the rich and the poor. Yeah. Obviously, it's different. But I think as a human, as a human species, we want to live forever. And well, some people may want to. If there's a possibility, I think it is, because we have now. We're like.
No, I'm asking you. Like,
me?
Would you want to
live forever? Why not? Yeah, I guess so.
If you didn't have a choice, I mean, you can't turn it off and on.
Oh,
it's like it's either all or nothing.
Just immortal.
I don't know. That's a hard question to grasp. I can't say.
I don't feel like people are chasing immortality.
I don't think. No, I'm not saying like everybody. I'm talking like obviously, just the path we're taking technology. We're going to have the ability to grow organs. We're going to have the ability to...
Which we already can.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So people are going to start molding their own... Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily... It's not necessarily like immortality, but I definitely feel it's more like prolonging of life because... I mean, when you look at the stats now, even though we're still all like health conscious, we're like, oh my gosh, like guys, we're eating X amount of calories. Look, oh my God, he's obese and stuff. The actually average age lifespan is actually increased compared to 100 years ago.
That's what I'm saying, and it's increasing.
But there's many reasons for that.
Yeah, as in obviously the technology, like you were saying, the whole technology and stuff is evolving, but I don't think it's necessarily trying to traject to a life of immortality.
Yeah, but I think
we're still gonna. At the end of the day, everything's got everything. Well, scientifically, what we've been taught is like everything degrades.
Yeah, everything has an end.
Like the stars fucking degrade, but it's just literally just trying to prolong it.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I think you could make the human body live forever.
Yeah, I mean, there's all like
science, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that everybody's going to want it.
Science is always going to be like.
I'm not saying everybody's going to want it, but I'm saying it's a possibility that you can live forever.
See, that's the thing, though. Is there a thing?
Something? I think no. I don't think there's companies whose focus is to prolong the human lifespan. Yeah. And eventually that's going to be achievable. And some people are going to choose to do it. And the people that are probably not going to choose to not do it will do it for more, moral or religious reasons, things like that.
Wouldn't that make their religion void then from that? Why? As in, like, to prolong...
Oh, that's what I mean. I mean, people would choose not to do it for religious reasons.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah. But I think just as a human race, we are essentially gods currently amongst all things on earth. We've already set ourselves on that pedestal. No one can question us.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have
unless you're a parent.
Unless you're a parent. But I think like we're currently at a stage where we are our own.
It's true.
We are our own downfall. Like we're our own downfall.
Yeah.
Like nothing. I was reading in the book. It was saying back in the day there was. I think I said this in the last podcast. There was 3 things that everybody feared, and that was plague, famine, and war.
Yeah.
Famine is still there, but it's a political thing. You know what I mean? We can be void of poverty and people hunger. We have all this food in the world.
It's economy, man.
But it's economy, it's classes, whatever.
Yeah, it's exactly like pharmaceutical companies.
War was that's always going to be. There's always going to be conflict of interest as a human being. So there will always be war. But plagues or illnesses, we have the medical knowledge to counteract things. Illnesses weren't like the Black Plague was just like that wiped out like a lot of people. We have like things that came now that we essentially thought they were going to be big epidemics, but they're now annihilated and it's just like second thought.
Yeah.
So the way things are going now, I'm not saying that everybody wants to live more, but we're going to have the capacity to be able to prolong ourselves. But where do we draw the line? That's what I'm saying about the Aztecs.
And that's where it goes back to the building of the pyramids.
Possibly it is. Who knows, man? It could be. There'll probably be an event where we'll reach the pinnacle of our, I don't know, success. Like AI could overtake us and
build pyramids itself.
Yeah.
And build pyramids themselves, and then be like, have emotion and be like, cool, we're gonna rule over the humans now.
I find it amazing
crazy.
how after I don't know how many thousands of years the pyramids actually are. We're still talking about them. And they're still there.
Yeah.
That's the form of immortality that
Yeah.
they achieve.
Exactly.
That we are. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you
I can't remember what I was saying now.
We're saying pyramids are great.
I think pyramids are amazing. I've never seen them in person, but I would love to.
And they were definitely, from this discussion, I feel now I've been swayed that an outer force or being or aided the fellow man.
I just think for a fact they knew more than that we think they did.
Yeah.
Whether that was outside help giving them that knowledge, whether it was something they discovered themselves, they knew more stuff than we think they did.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh. Wordplay.
Plenty of wordplays going on here.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy.
We should have a
Good
freestyle. We should have a freestyle segment at some point.
Back on track. Third topic. What's it going to be? TIG. Ooh.
Do you feel majority... Okay, here's one question that I think, again, it kind of links to the whole conspiracy theories. But not as far as...
We should just wear tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole show.
Just have a globe or something.
People are so listening to
something
us.
space oriented. God, they're freaks.
Like the current disease, so the
Cardi B.
current, not Cardi B.
She looks out of space now.
Yeah.
Doesn't look from this world. No, joking, that's deep. I love
Yes, that's my topic.
I love
Cardi B.
Sorry.
She's actually hilarious.
She's so
yeah.
wild. I think it's because she's so
Personality-wise,
down, just real.
Yeah, man.
Just funny.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's the topic. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Cardi B's a topic.
I love how that's a conspiracy. Sorry to go back as a conspiracy.
She is not off Earth.
Cardi B Illuminati.
What's that, Jay-Z?
Throwing up a pyramid.
Ooh, see?
Full circle.
Aesthetics. Yeah, so my topic is, do you believe diseases are man-made?
All diseases.
Not all diseases, like
The main
virus,
ones.
yeah,
The cool
virus
ones.
outbreaks and all that stuff. Like-
made.
Yeah.
Are they No, I don't think they're man-made, but I think we have cures for a lot of them.
Yeah.
But
That's what
But
I
it's
wanted
not-
to get to. Like, as
it's
in,
not in.
you can cure like all these diseases,
Yeah.
but do you believe they're obviously like just holding out? Like they've got a cure for like cancer and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
that's
to
my
think so,
topic.
because pharmaceutical companies make a lot of money from selling drugs and researching for new drugs. I would like to think in somewhere in their back cabinet they have a cure for cancer.
See, that's a weird thing to say. That I would like.
Sorry,
To think
I think that they would have something to counteract
Yeah.
cancer. Or
I think they do, but like you said, it's way more lucrative to not give out the solution, which is a shitty thing to actually do.
Because they know how much they like.
It's a business, man.
Yeah.
Like,
They know.
And
How,
then
if they cure every single illness there is,
yeah.
they no.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's
There's
crazy.
no
'cause
business
everyone-
left.
No,
Yeah.
business left. That Santa's is like, bro, you're getting paid for this. Shall we just make like
That's what
a
I mean.
new
So, like,
illness?
all
Well, you
these-
saved a
the
million people. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm homeless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God damn it! Can't feed myself.
No, that's what I mean. It's crazy because like obviously you've got all these private fundraising companies, and you think about you think of these like single days of like those single fundraiser days like Red Nose Day and all that stuff, and like, you think of the amount of money that's going into that
Yeah.
and the results that are then shown. it's just like, dude, like, how is that? How have we not got like a cure, or how have we not got a solution from that amount of funding?
Yeah.
It's just like,
well, I guess the answer is that the solution is there.
yeah,
But it's being kept under wraps, whether it's just the pharmaceutical companies in order to maintain profits, or whether it's decisions made by
so would you feel
the man in order
Yeah.
to keep population levels at a steady pace.
Yeah,
Because if so many people didn't die from like lung cancer and every other disease, then the planet would probably be in a worse state. Yeah. It's gonna happen anyway.
And that's what I mean.
But at
That's
least
what
this way, it's kind of like putting like war on the
So
fire.
you saying that now?
Yeah.
Do you actually think that like quite a few of these diseases, these new outbreaks of viruses and stuff, are actually created in a lab and then released in certain areas? Like, as in-
no, because none of them have made like a big dent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even the bird flu didn't kill thousands of people.
What's the new one? Is Zika,
So-
the Zika virus? Is it Zika?
I don't know, but none of these have killed like so many people that it's done a difference in population.
Yeah.
But something like cancer, there's a cure.
Yeah, I like to think so.
But it's
I
just-
like to, I think there is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just
I
because
should
when
say
you-
I would
yeah.
like things. I should really stop that. Sorry, man.
I would like to think there was an evil place, which it is.
You know what? I think there is an evil place.
No, is it? Yeah, because going back on that whole topic of like just cancer and medicinal findings and stuff, like bushcraft medicine is apparently is known like just standard bushcraft stuff can cure like cancers. Yet pharmaceutical companies aren't releasing all of that, and there's only like always a select amount of people that tend to read into it, but yet they're always ignored. And then you've still got people like paying like thousands on just like treatments.
Yeah.
And I just feel, again, when you were just saying about the whole population control as well, like it's just crazy.
So do
like
you think?
the advances in medication that we've had, like we were saying earlier about we're able to prolong life, like our lives are like prolonged more now, like we're living longer
Yeah.
because of our advances in medicine. It's like, why are they holding back? And
Okay, so my question is, do you think these cures are kept from everybody? Period? Or do you think there's a group of people that does have access to those cures? Like if you're the owner of a pharmaceutical company and you get cancer, you're like, open my vault, inject me.
Yeah, I feel that's.
So then,
I think so. There always has to be some sort of higher.
So then, what would the logic be behind someone like Steve Jobs dying from cancer? Because surely he could afford it.
True. I'm not sure. That's a great.
Yeah,
that stumps me, mate. It's like it's just saying that. Just your kind of if you're financially stable and you have the ability to buy something like that, it's just saying that it's not worth that much. Money's not worth.
Well, maybe
money's not enough to buy that cure, or knowledge is not enough to buy that cure.
Yeah.
So what is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is.
Yeah, or maybe maybe it's a personal reason. Maybe he felt that.
That must suck to be that person. Though. If there is a guy that
has the cure and they're just holding it,
and he's just like, meh, you gotta give me something.
Maybe it's not his choice.
Maybe it's not his choice. Maybe it's not his choice.
Because a lot of the time, I
probably down to one man. Yeah.
Obviously, the person that finds a cure is hardly ever the business owner. He's just some dude in the lab, and he was like, yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
I don't think there's like a loophole.
He's like, okay, you found it.
I think it has to run. I think it runs through some sort of system, man. Like if someone comes up with a cure, I think it has to go through pharmaceuticals to get approved.
Yeah.
Then approved by FDA. So I don't think there's one person pulling the strings. Probably is a group of people pulling the strings.
Most likely a group.
Where do you draw the line? I don't know, man. Like, that's really hard to say. They must be really cold-blooded. to know that they have the cure.
They'll probably draw the line at when they've actually.
But things like that don't surprise me though, because I mean, human nature doesn't surprise me anymore. The moment you see individuals like Fritzl, and the kind of sickness that can exist in someone.
What's Fritzl?
The guy that like raped his daughter, locked her in the basement.
Yeah.
Didn't he have sex with her kids as well and stuff like that, and like raped them?
He did some crazy, like
really
horrible things, man. There's people in the world that do
for like
stupid.
I think it was like years and years and years. He was raping her in his basement. His own daughter, yeah. So I think from the moment that kind of sickness exists in human beings, I'm not surprised by people holding a cure for whether it's money or power.
Yeah.
I'm like that's not as bad as what that guy did.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know. I guess it's the balance of. I don't know. That's a tough question.
Do you think the world's a good place? Whatever good means.
In the generation we're at, like we're lucky to.
Do you feel it's just in nature, like in human nature, that you need a bit of bad in order to?
I don't think you need bad. I think bad just exists in human nature.
You can't have good in that.
Yeah.
Like you can't just have good. There'll always be some sort of.
I think we always think of like world peace and like imagine if there was an era where it's just literally just nothing.
Well,
like
literally in order for good to exist by definition, bad has to exist.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't have like.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be bad. It would just be. Yeah.
It's like where there's light, there's dark. Yeah, it's true.
And that's not like a.
I feel
a word is. I mean, it generally like for one thing to exist, the other thing has to exist.
Yeah, I still feel the. Yeah, I think.
I think currently where we're living in, we're in the safest place we could be right now.
Yeah.
In terms of.
If you think about the number of wars that have occurred in the past. Well, actually no, that's stupid because we're still having wars, but it's just we're shielded by like media and propaganda.
Well, now wars are happening remotely.
Yeah.
Whereas before a war was like, okay, my border is actually invading your border, and things were happening close to home. Whereas now it's, we're gonna send our troops over to the Middle East, and it's happening somewhere far away. Yeah. I'm viewing it in my television, but I'm viewing it at the same time that I'm watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not real.
So I think currently we're like the time we're living in is a good place to live in, or good time to be present in.
Yeah, it's a good time to be present. It's just
like. Do you feel the world's good? Is that? Did you say it was a good place or is a good place?
Said it twice.
I think.
No, did he say was it a good place or? Is it at a good place? Is the world at a good place?
I think it's if it is a good place.
Yeah.
Is the world a good place?
I think the world itself, like, I think that the majority of people are good.
Yeah.
Just because, like, if everyone was bad, then each generation would progressively be getting worse and worse. Because bad people would reproduce, and the more bad people reproduce. So I think in general, there's more good than bad.
It's like when you were saying you just don't understand how racism still like.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I think in order to get in a position of power,
you have to do some sort of.
You gotta do some dodgy shit these days. So the people in power are more likely gonna be quote unquote bad people, and at the end of the day, they're the ones that make the decisions, not the good people.
And they are the ones that create the viruses and diseases. And hold back the
I don't think the cancer was created. I think it's just something that
was definitely
has developed because of our bad food, just terrible lifestyle that we have these days, and it's just spread more.
So in that sense, it is kind of like still man-made. Because
it wasn't intentional. It wasn't let's create this in a lab.
I think I must have watched I must have watched a video on the most like isolated tribes because there's still like for example the Amazon rainforest and stuff.
Inoculated like we are.
Yeah, so I think there is this one tribe I think off the coast like of India, like we're in the Indian Ocean. There's some indigenous people that live on this island that are completely isolated from civilization, and they actually like people are actually prohibited to actually go there. Number one, they're actually very hostile, Nice.
I don't know why it's funny, but it's funny to me. I can imagine people trying to come in a boat and like throwing spears.
Yeah, literally, dude, it's like that. Bows and arrows.
Yeah.
They're actually like firing projectiles at anyone that's like literally coming for peace.
Yeah.
Maybe because obviously previous times people have actually come in bad intention.
Yeah.
So they've learned and passed that on, and that's what we were saying about whole. There's bad people, and if there's more bad people, they'll just continue that bad. Those continuous stories, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so and then another reason why as well is just because of like how little they know about the tribe as well. Just a simple common cold would be like equivalent to like a complete viral outbreak.
Oh, like War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but that's that's the same with what happens in the past, right? When the Spanish invaded the natives, they brought along
all the diseases.
The common flu and just wiped out loads.
Tuberculosis, or I don't know.
The earliest form of fucking biological warfare.
Well, who's to say
without
that?
even intending, like without even knowing.
Yeah, well, who's to say that something like that is? You know, when you're saying that they came probably with good intentions, like who are they to say they're there for the good? You know, like when you have someone that comes to you, like you don't know who these guys are, they're preaching some sort of madness to you.
Yeah.
Like,
most likely not even speaking the same language as you.
Yeah. So like, who am I to take this guy's or these people's perception of this? You know, like
and
religion
also,
and stuff. And you know, I'm not saying that religion's bad, but I'm just saying like, you know, to someone that has no clue about you know, religion or something, like to pass that on to someone.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, just because we think we're going over there to do good. I mean, I don't know about this tribe, but let's talk about a hypothetical tribe that's isolated. Just because I'm going there and I'm gonna offer them food that we've manufactured. I'm gonna introduce them to music and all these things. Like, just because they're positive to us doesn't mean it's positive to them. Like, for all we know, we're destroying them.
Yeah.
You know,
this is where it's like pure offense.
Like I remember watching a documentary and they were showing this family in some up in the mountains in Bolivia somewhere, and they barely had electricity and clean water. But the interesting thing about that was that when you saw their faces, they just seemed alright. They seemed happy.
Yeah.
And
some people are happy with just the simple things.
But I think it's because they don't know. They haven't tasted.
Like you said about the chicken.
Everything else. Yeah. So they don't know what they're missing out. And to them, life is good.
Yeah.
But the moment you take them out of there and you bring them here and you show them, oh, you know, you can have this car, you can have this laptop, you can have this house, and then you're like, well, actually, you can't.
Yeah.
That's only for some of you.
Yeah.
The rest of you don't.
It's just showing like this is what you could have.
Yeah.
Essentially.
But then it's a loss because I want that thing. I can't have it anymore. So sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, pretty much in a nutshell. Yeah.
So would you be willing to forego, like,
a life of just
like everything we have and just go live in a cabin in the woods?
Probably not.
Well, you've experienced the rough life in Africa.
Yeah, I have.
So you can actually, you've got better understandings of like how it is living basically.
Yeah, but it's just different.
It's
culture,
different, man.
It's completely different.
It's different when you're somewhere, and you know it's temporary.
Yeah. That's true.
But even so, it's just culture, man. It's going into another culture was amazing to look at and to experience. But I'm a 21st century kind of guy, man. Like I don't think the way I was brought up. This is how I don't think I can pursue it. Maybe when I'm like 70 and old, like 80 and I'm old, and maybe I'll get a cabin or something. That's quite.
Because I think
that
I generally think like if
your desires change as
it's not that if you think about what actually matters in life, and you separate yourself from, let's say, the Western world, I think very quickly you'd be comfortable with actually having nothing. Because now, like for example, like you want a MacBook for. So what do you need to get that for MacBook? X reasons, right? But if you separate yourself from the Western world, why would you want the MacBook anymore? You know?
Separate yourself from the Western world, knowing that you can get this technology, or knowing, you know what I mean? What do you mean by separating yourself?
Like,
so if I'm like right here, right now,
like, you know what? I don't like this life anymore.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go back.
I don't like this life anymore. I'm gonna go live in the cabin in the woods. I'm gonna grow my own food, get my own clean water from a stream, and just live life like that.
Live a basic life. Basic.
I don't think I would.
And basic chicks.
Because
I don't think I would.
if you think about what's actually important in life,
Yeah.
none of this stuff is actually important.
It's true, but I think if everybody thought the same way, then
I think some things we depend on. Like, for example, I'm in the cabin in the woods, I get sick, I have to go see a doctor, a modern day doctor. I'm gonna have to have an address, or even worse, maybe pay private healthcare. If I've forgone my wealth, how can I pay for private healthcare? So some things, I guess,
some things are necessary.
Yeah.
So if you were that doctor that would need to take over these individuals that are living basic lives, you will need to study. You will need to gain knowledge in this thing. You need to be aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So essentially, you need to have a grasp of that sort.
Yeah, so you're saying that really, you're not actually taking yourself out of the. Or not.
You're just.
You're basically saying you didn't have to go to the doctor even if you get sick.
Yeah. But you're saying just like remove yourself from materialistic things and just. So you don't need that laptop, you don't need that car, you don't need this couch. You can just.
You're literally just like living to eat.
You're not living, no, you're just living life.
Just surviving.
You're just living life.
It is like surviving though, is what it's.
It's just taking a step backwards though, man.
Yeah.
Why?
But then that's what I mean.
We are currently, man. Like you can't. You can. There's a choice. Obviously, everybody has a choice.
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand like why is this better than just living a simple life?
I think for this,
especially if you have, let's say you have a family, right? You got a wife and kids. Like, what more do you need? Like, why do you need to watch television for entertainment? There's plenty of things to do in nature that are entertaining. You could travel the world.
Yeah, but then you could probably say the same thing you could probably say the same thing for someone living the simple life, coming into a urban like our lives.
You could say what?
As in like. So I had it on the tip of my tongue, but like basically.
Well, you could make the argument that they're gaining things. Like,
yeah.
You have access to all the knowledge in the world. You have access to the internet. You have access to endless hours of music and.
Yeah, exactly. And then.
Yeah, but.
So they'll probably see that as something like they would like to have.
Yeah, yeah.
And then vice versa. Yeah, like so maybe for.
But my question is like, why do we have this negative notion of living a simple life when in reality you don't need any of these things? Like the needs that we have today in a Western society, they are meaningless.
Yeah.
They are meaningless. Like why I've got fast internet so I can watch YouTube videos and movies and read stuff online, but how does that affect my life? Like I know more stuff. But does that make my life more fulfilling?
I guess in a way it just makes you happy, huh?
Yeah, it's
everybody
the pursuit of happiness.
Everybody wants something better than the other. That's obviously just comparing people. Everybody has I don't know, man. That's just.
That's a good question, though.
I think the having the basic thing is necessary. You need that stuff, but that will only. Especially nowadays, that won't get you, like, you need something to stimulate your brain.
And I feel for in a basic
you need that as long as you're in this society. The moment you separate yourself, is what I'm saying, is that these things no longer matter.
Yeah, that's what I feel is definitely.
Yeah,
it's like, no, what it is, but then I think what it is like going into a simple life is you're achieving a different goal. Here, your goal is to achieve happiness, money. These things that you find meaningless.
Because you're comparing yourself with everyone around you.
No, like
you
not just comparing.
You get a car, right?
Yeah.
For example, okay, so let's say you get a car. Why did you choose that car?
That's personal preference.
Why? It's not
because I like
it's not because it serves. it's not because it serves a practical purpose.
It does serve a practical purpose.
Yeah, but you could have got another vehicle that does the same job.
Does the same job, but then gets you from A to B, but then also you've got the little comforts or added features that you probably want, which
meet your needs. There are so many variations or permutations of cars
Yeah.
that is not for practical purposes. It's just aesthetics and status.
Yeah.
Right? So,
well, it's not just. Yeah, I see your point. Into like, I wouldn't agree with the whole status thing.
no?
As in, because like,
There's a reason why people buy a BMW and then don't buy a Punto.
no, because like there's certain things in a car which obviously certain brands which like which dictate status, but a lot of the features are all the same across the board now. Like you all get to have electric seats, even on a cheap car you can get electric seats. So that in that sense I can't really agree with like it's a status thing.
No,
Like,
that actually proves my point. Because you can get the same features in a cheaper car than you can in an expensive one, but people choose the expensive one because it's...
Yeah, but that's like more so for the brand though.
Yeah, status. It's the same thing.
Yeah. But...
Yeah, I agree with status. Yeah.
I don't know.
It does essentially represent your status depending on what you get.
I think the moment you separate yourself and you live a simple life...
I guess I'm just
when
only
you
speaking
get-
as like a petrol
It's
head
when you
because
get
like
to the...
I would see a Lamborghini and I would see an all black VW Golf Mark 1 and to
Yeah.
me Golf 1 looks so much better than like or not Mark 1 but Mark 2 like so
And then I would call you a liar. You are a liar.
no dude I would rather have
You are a liar.
a Mark 2 Golf meet like
Really?
I had one
So I'll pull up with a Lambo.
I'll be like
And then was it a good...
the Golf Mark 2 GTI
And I have 2 keys and I'm like...
boom
Pretty
GTI bro
I doubt that.
do it prove it to me
No.
why not you got the money to do it bro do it I will do it
No.
like comment subscribe if you think he should do it
I doubt that.
No, that's like I've had this chat with your brother as well. Like if you were to put like an S4 and I send another car, and like he's got an estate S4, like it looks like a proper like family old man car, still a quick car.
Family car.
Yeah, he said he'll pick the S4 all day. I think it's definitely just down to person. But anyway, like I digress. In terms of a simple life, I feel because like when you go into a simple life. You're thinking because like you said you're growing your food, you're raising your family.
Isn't that what
It's a
really matters at the end of the day?
Well, great,
Yeah,
because
because
you're making a
yeah.
family.
If you say it like that with that face, no.
It's into sarcasm. Yeah.
Yeah, just like living your
I'll go
life
feed
happily
you
with your
guys.
family and just watching your kids grow up, and you don't have to watch them like fight in the dominance hierarchy of society.
But that's been done though, and this is why we live in this life because
no,
previous failures. Like
No,
you
that's-
can
no,
be
that's
growing,
not
you can
why.
be your you can be
That's
growing
not
your
why.
crops and your blight hits, bruv.
That's not
Where are you
why.
going? What are you doing, bruv? When your blight hits.
Your blight.
You gotta go fucking hunt some animals. You don't have the skill set to hunt an animal. A fucking
You
bear.
learn. You learn.
Yeah, but then you'll probably have the expense of one of your kids dying, then you go into depression, and you're like, I can't hunt.
Why are you
for one."
killing my kids in the story, man?
I'm just saying, bruv. Like that's why
term,
simple
boy.
life. No, this is why this life.
Well, like, what's that movie? Is it Her? What's it called?
I haven't seen that.
What movie for? What was it about?
That movie with the guy that makes the android and...
Oh,
It's Her, isn't it? It's
Yeah, it's
on-
her. Yeah. Lisa Vikander.
Is it her? I thought it was fucking Ex Machina.
Yeah, it's Machina. That's all.
Did you
What
say
were you talking
her?
about?
Yeah.
You said her.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
You were like, yes, it's her.
Oh,
And
I was like, the
"Is it?"
movie's her. No, I thought you said that movie has
Wow.
her in it.
we communicate so well. How did we do it?
I'm so confused.
Oh, we're recording a podcast.
I think we need to
you
take a
must-
break.
I think you were, we got this recorded, we can just remember, we can rewind and listen back. No, because he was like,
Okay.
oh, that music is called Her, that movie is called Her. And you're like, yeah, her, yes. I was like, Ex Machina. He's
Yeah,
like,
look, look, when you evolve
Innit?
to our
That is-
stage,
I know.
you communicate telepathically. We don't need to use words.
I already knew.
So
I knew
we
what you're talking about. Like,
Spies
Machina.
got your levels of set. Why have you not showed me these scriptures, bruv?
Don't worry,
Scriptures.
man, don't
I
worry.
want to reach them
This
levels.
is knowledge you don't want to acquire.
He's the one that built the pyramids. He is the pyramid maker.
He's burned out, man.
He's the one that got the cure for cancer.
I do.
Oh yeah, sick.
Cold-blooded.